Hi, my name's Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs 13 straight years every day. Today I'd like to share Romans 7 verses 7 to 12. Here's the word of God. What then shall we say? That the law is sin? By no means. Yet if it had not been for the law, I would not have known sin. For I would not have known what it is to covet if the law had not said, "You shall not covet." But sin, seizing an opportunity through the commandment, produced in me all kinds of covetousness. For apart from the law, sin lies dead. I was once alive apart from the law, but when the commandment came, sin came alive, and I died. The very commandment that promised life proved to be death to me. For sin, seizing an opportunity through the commandment, deceived me and through it killed me. So the law is holy, and the commandment is holy and righteous and good. Romans 7, verses 7 to 12. Here's my poem. The law exposes sin. When you didn't know the law, you kept on sinning. But Jesus died for you to keep you from wrongdoing. When the law was presented to God's people, the automated sinful nature of humans was exposed. Therefore, the law is good because it shows sinfulness. Before the law came about, people lived in covetousness. Here's my commentary. In this letter, Paul explains to the church in Rome that the purpose of the law is to expose man's sinful nature. Before they were aware of the law, they didn't know that what they were doing was wrong. In verse 7, he expounds that until the law says for them not to be greedy, they thought that they were just doing what is right for them. But once the law was laid down, they are now aware that it is wicked and it is evil to continue doing it. Paul emphasizes that the law is good and holy because it makes us see when we are sinning and when we are going against God. Isn't this also true in criminal laws in our country? A good example would be the law about bigamy. In Ontario, bigamy is a criminal offense. If one is found guilty of bigamy, they can be locked up for at least 5 years. The law prohibits marrying someone when you are already married to someone else. If you marry someone knowing they are already married, you are also committing bigamy. Reflection. How does the law expose sin, as Paul cites in verse 7 and cite other examples? Well, before I became a born-again Christian, I wasn't aware, or I was aware of the commandments, but I wasn't truly following all of them. So, for example, in the commandment, the first commandment is that thou shalt not have any other God before me. So I did not know the scope of that law. So I did not, because I wasn't reading the Bible then. But when I studied in depth the Bible, I knew that anything that will take away my time away from worshiping God could be idolatry. So when I learned about that, I didn't realize that I was giving myself glory when I was trying to achieve something or trying to be, well, I was an artist for the longest time, and I didn't realize that I wasn't glorifying God with the art. I was trying to glorify myself with the art. So that's one form that I know that law that I should have no idols is what I was doing until I studied the law of God, until God showed me that it was wrong. Another thing is also divorce, right? God does not allow for divorce once you get married. But I did not know that, so uh, I did not. There were times that in my marriage, because it was very difficult, I would be contemplating on divorce. But then I was uh, led to the verse in 1 Corinthians 7 that as long as you are alive, you and your husband are supposed to be together. So, but there are other circumstances that allows for divorce, but it's the law, because the law in Genesis 1, it says what God has put together, man cannot separate. So those are some examples of the law that that could correct us, that could make us aware of our sinfulness. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I could make more videos, give you the Word of God. And if you haven't already, check over 4,000 videos I've done over the years. I've been doing this daily. Just type on YouTube or Google search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.